All right, so I just finished loading up the car, right? And there's something very odd on my stoop this morning. I'm not sure if this is the North Carolina version of like the horse head from The Godfather, or the can of gasoline on your stoop, or keeps the gnomes away. I don't know. There's this bottle of mustard. It hasn't been used. It's brand new. I'm sure somebody forgot it concerning mustard, but hopefully that's the weirdest thing we encountered today. Damn, look at this. This is crazy. Dude, look at them, the gators right there. Wow. See them all up there? Yeah, go around me. That's insane. Insane. No, yeah, go for it, You're good. Gonna net him. I got like 15-pound leader on there. Oh yeah. The bluefish. The big angry bluefish. Sick. Alright, man. It's probably about 30 inches. One of the smaller ones so far, but still real cool. Go join your friends again. Oh, there he is. He's all the way out there. Yeah, he's a big one. Come on. Almost there. Come on. Fight hard in this well-oxygenated water. Bam. That's a freaking giant right there, man. 34, 35 inches, easy. Giant. Whew. That was an adventure. All right, get with the times, Elias. We're ditching the stringer for lots of reasons. This is a catch bag. I think this is like a medium-sized one. I just picked this up the other day off Amazon. It's actually really nice. Seattle Sports or something. I don't know if this is some off-brand, rebranded thing, or it's an actual brand. This is perfect for like medium-sized fish, like so, you know, 20 to 30 inch fish, flounder, fluke, for my friends in the Northeast. This I'm just going to throw at the front of my kayak. If you're also going to jump into conclusions, that means we're keeping fish today. We're not cooking limes for catch and cook. We're actually keeping fish. So I don't know. We're gonna head out. We're gonna look for something that's not bluefish. Maybe we'll keep a smaller bluefish. I'm running into bluefish everywhere. We're gonna keep what we eat we're gonna eat what we keep today. So as I stated at the beginning, catch and cook is the theme. I have shrimp, so if it's legal, it's going in the back. I mean, we're not keeping this size fish, but I would like to start catching some flounder or fluke. I believe there's some around, and I'm not in a dry suit anymore. Water temperatures have been like 64, 65, somewhere around there, and they've been holding that pretty well. Yesterday we had a huge storm. We're gonna wait for that surf to flatten out, and then I gotta start scouting. I've got beaches facing south, and I have beaches facing east that are kind of within my range. So we're gonna hit both of those, start getting some waypoints. The ocean's the place to be very soon. So you know, I kind of had my fill of the small water. Right now, you know, we'll come back obviously when it's windy, but the main goal right here for the month of May is that all of my focus will be on cobia and you know, Spanish mackerel, king max, all that stuff. So I'm going to be really focusing on the out front fishing in May, because May is a very good month out front. I'm trying to read water like I did back north, and all I'm getting is giant bluefish. Everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, look at that rip, that looks good. Or this piling, the rip forms nicely here. More giant bluefish. Everywhere I'm going, it's just giant bluefish. But let's see what we catch for dinner today. Yeah, we're gonna have more shads in stock real soon. Just keep in mind, I just moved. What I did is I ended up having Amazon take all of my inventory, so I don't have them in stock at home, and a lot of tackle shops are asking for them right now. But real soon. This is a 3/4 ounce jig head. This is the peanut shad, which I left in a bag with many blue painted shads. Now it's kind of a hybrid, but let's see. The perfect candidate to feed to bluefish. I'm gonna do a con shout out to my man Patrick LaMarca, who's been catching real nice stripers on these shads back up north. So he gets the con shout out. Confused wind. Got a north wind after that front. It's probably gonna switch to the south. It's supposed to be real warm today. I'm catching a lot of these stupid things they call them pinfish. I found an unlimited supply of those. It's that bottom sweeper jig. Insomniac Guide sells them. Let's see if he's gonna bring me any luck today. Damn, that was quick. Getting the lessons right here. The shrimp lesson. Caught him. Porgy. That's what it feels like. Oh no. Oh no. No catch and cook, please. Tacklehead City, baby. Got that. Whatever that is, we got him. Oh, black drum. Nice. It's my new blackfish. Ah, look at that. Dark colors too. Fight pretty hard too, I'm not gonna lie. They gotta be 14 inches to keep. I think he's a keeper, but we're gonna measure him anyway. Right, we got ourselves dinner. It's a 16-inch black drum. It's solid, 16-incher. Well, this is one of the new species we're gonna be keeping for dinner. I guess they're replacing my toe tog from back home. This jig right here, one of the sharpest sheepshead anglers I know makes them. I don't think anyone catches as many sheepshead up in the Northeast as Insomniac. That's these bottom sweeper jigs. Yeah, perfect for this type of fishing. Honestly, I wish I had crabs, but we'll make do with this. All right, let me do a little jigging over here. See what the jig god brings me. think it did. I think we got our bluefish. Something big there. We're jigging right now, and oh boy, we got a large marge on. I don't know what it is yet, but it's big. It's real big. Damn, son, that's a big bluefish, man. Holy crap, that thing's gigantic. Holy shit. Spirit animal. My spirit animal of North Carolina, man. Look at this thing, man. It's just bouncing my shad on the bottom there. There's a good chance this one. Ooh. Oh, broke them off. Knew that was gonna happen. Nuts. I feel like there should be a weak fish here, or a striper. Run, just like that. Big bluefish. Oh, he's so gnarly. Oh man, look at this thing. Look how gnarly he is. Let's try to land him. Look at that. Some serious rashes and damn, where did this guy go? Look at that. He's missing all the scales and slime. Let's take a look at this thing, man. Look at him. He's been through the ringer, man. This bluefish has been through the ringer. Maybe it's structure, you know? It's very possible he was rubbing against some heavy structure. But man, look at those fins. Look at those fins over there, man. Like split up. Rough life for the bluefish. Yeah, I'm just using a 3/4 ounce Kalin's jig head. I'm not using the expensive jig heads because I am breaking a lot of fish off doing this stuff. Tying direct. I got 40-pound Berkeley fluorocarbon, which I'm really not that impressed with, man. I'm like having a hard time. Damn. All right, we got that fish. It's a nice drum right there. We got our second dinner fish right here. Another black drum. My new toe tug. Not a bad one. There you go. No need to measure that one. Very cool. Tasty fish right here. You can see he's got crushers down there, and that's what crushes his clams and shrimp and all that stuff. Very cool. All right, we're just about wrapping it up. Yeah, not bad.
Blues, always interesting. Black drum for the table. Yeah, the blues were set up on a ledge, so I had to jig them up. Not they weren't up high. And the drum on shrimp, not seeing any reds yet, but we're gonna build to that. No rush. Try to jig up one more and get out of here. All right, I just got back home. I'm going to fillet those drum up a little bit later. In terms of blue fishing, so this is the end of my first week here. Bluefish here, they're different. They have a kind of a different behavior. I haven't found them like just randomly cruising over open water. They act more like stripers here, that they're oriented to ledges and structure. Yeah, they don't have the same behaviors. I didn't find them like free cruising on the flats ever, or cruising in channels. They're just like structure-oriented fish here, almost closer to striped bass. But you know, it could be I showed up at the end of their run, I think. I don't know, but a little different than what I'm used to. Okay, I'm rambling. Let me get started. Not terrible. I had about 10 pounds of ice in there, lost half of it. It's about 80 degrees out, so not terrible. All right, here's our drums. The 2 drum. So the black drum is definitely not as popular as the red drum for a couple of reasons. It's not as pretty. It's more of a bait-oriented fish, so you bait and wait. But we've had them before, and we know they're real good. All right, so these fish have a pretty big rib cage. You might be able to scrap up a little bit of meat by just gliding the knife over the ribs. I don't know about eating these fish whole. The skin's real tough, man. I don't think this would be a good fish to eat whole or roast whole, but maybe somebody with more experience would comment. All right, that's basically it. I'm going to throw the rest of this out. You know what I got to get? I'm going to save these in the freezer. I'm going to go buy some crab traps very shortly, and we're going to put these racks in the crab traps. That's what we're going to do these. Before I get started on the next one thing I forgot to do here, I'm kind of curious. I should do a quick inspection for worms. One of them had like some weird tail parasites on them, but no, I think we're good. If there is any, it's like so minimal. I know the bigger drum definitely can have some worms, but I think we're good here. All right, and this is that right there. You see that guy? That's one of the drum worms. Just one. Nothing like that jack I did, but that's what one of the worms this drum has. So you just look out. I'm going to take a look through the flesh. You know, so far the flesh looks fine, but that one's got one in there. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I put the other 2 pieces in the refrigerator. I think this is going to be more than enough for me. I'm just going to wipe this fish down. I did rinse this fish. It was more. I usually don't rinse saltwater fish. I was always taught you're not supposed to rinse saltwater fish with fresh water. However, this fish did have a decent amount of slime on it. I rinsed it off. It's going to be consumed right away. What I've heard when I was taught by the old salts in Sheepshead Bay was that fresh water will break down a saltwater fish's enzyme. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to kind of put this into like chunks. And I'm just going to go along the grain here. You see that there's kind of like these, I would say it's like almost like the flesh is structured a particular way. I'm going to just try to cut along that grain. And this is about the size I'd want to fry up. Maybe I go a little bigger. This is the bloodline over here. This has a little bit of a darker taste to it. This does hold more contaminants than the white flesh. I'm not really worried about contaminants of a fish this size, but it doesn't have as good of a flavor as the white flesh. Striped bass, bluefish, any game fish, usually will take this out. All right, we chopped up, I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt on this to help firm it up a little bit. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. And I'm probably going to start prepping this in the next hour or so. So this is going to go right in there. All right, our drum is all diced up, salted. I'm going to put this in the fridge, let it rest for like half an hour. Meanwhile, I'm going to start preparing the General Tso's marinade and reading up on what else I have to do. All right, more than likely I'm going to screw a bunch of things up in this video, but it doesn't matter. The intent is there, and hopefully this is going to come out good. First, we're going to marinate the fish for about 15 minutes, and after that, we're going to prep some ingredients to make the sauce. It's basically going to marinate, a flouring, frying, and a sauce to finish it off, and we'll make some rice real quick. And that's the idea of it. I've never done fish like this before. Roger IE, Cooking and Fishing, it's a channel. He's actually a professional chef. I am not a professional chef. I'm not even close to that. However, I do appreciate good food when it comes to it. So first we're going to make this marinade, and then we're going to get to the cooking process, and hopefully no critical errors are made here. All right, here's our full batch of ingredients. I'm starting with the egg, because if I screw up with the egg, I'm not going to be able to get it out of there if the liquid's brown. We're using soy sauce, oyster sauce, some darker colored liquids. So here we go. All right, about a tablespoon of sake, so basically a spritz of it. Go a little more. A glug of this stuff, oyster sauce. Come on. Go a little more on that too. Just a little bit of soy sauce. Really, this is full sodium, salty stuff, so I'm gonna go with like a teaspoon and a little bit of Worcestershire. Man, they use 2 seals on this thing? How many seals do you need on this? Anyway. All right, so we got about a teaspoon of that. And we're gonna whisk that up. I don't see why you can't put a little bit of garlic, or if you want to put like some special herbs in there. Makes sense to me. I just followed Roger's recipe. So whatever he did, I did. And if we need to make another batch of this, we'll see. But I think we're okay right now, yeah. And about 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. Don't forget, we are going to be frying it, so we want to thicken kind of like a batter. So, and yeah. All right, we're gonna put this in the fridge, let these flavors sink in a little bit, and meanwhile I'm gonna prep the other ingredients. All right, so next we're gonna do our next set of ingredients: ginger, the shallot, garlic. Bear with me, this is gonna be bad. Over here in this very lovely jar, I call these the Mario peppers. Mario gave me these peppers on my way out of town. I'm gonna just kind of grab an even amount of these out of here. These are chili peppers that he cured, dry aged, and I think they will do just perfectly fine in this dish. And that's the right amount of them. Then we're gonna make a sauce. So these are the physical ingredients that are gonna get sauteed first. And that's, like I said, 1 shallot, about 7 cloves of garlic, the equal amount of ginger, I just eyeballed it, and this amount of these peppers. And then we're gonna make the sauce. All right, the sauce is basically an even ratio of all these ingredients. You can eyeball it. I'm gonna use a measuring device just to try to be kind of succinct to Roger's recipe. He was using 2 tablespoons of sake, tablespoons of oyster sauce. This stuff is good, man. It sounds gross, but the oyster sauce is actually like one of the most flavorful things ever. I'm gonna go a little easier on the Worcestershire. Just watching my sodium intake, you know. And just a little bit of soy sauce. All right, and we add a little bit of water in there, and that's really it. We're gonna start rolling our fish in the flour. Things are more or less ready here. All right, we're all ready here. We got our flour on there. Oil's getting hot, making a mess. Things are going well. These won't take very long to cook. You know, maybe like a minute on each side, maybe a little more. So by the time I'm kind of done putting a couple of these chunks in, The ones in the back that I started with are probably going to be almost done. And that smells good. It's like a salty fish fry. So I got to do 2 batches, so don't be afraid to do multiple batches. Instead of overcrowding the pan, we're just going to do 2 little batches of this. I'll lower the heat just a little bit, and boom, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to play it safe and go with a lower cooking time over kind of overexposing it to heat. Like porgy can do it, blackfish can do it. Drum, I don't know. I really just don't know enough about this fish to be like, all right, you know, fire away with the heat if you want to. This I really just don't know. So, yeah, we're gonna go flip them now. All right, this is the part I'm kind of concerned about. I hope I don't bomb royally, but we're gonna find out. All right, so the first thing we're doing is getting the chili's nice and hot. Now we're gonna add the rest of these ingredients. All right, this right here, we really don't want to cook it all through. This we want to get it hot. We're gonna turn up the heat just a little bit. Gonna give us like 2 to 3 minutes. Might need to make more sauce, I don't know. All right, that was a little bit of that cornstarch. Let's get it thicken it. Okay, so it thickened up. The one little mistake I made is I cut the garlic and the ginger a little too thick. I need somebody who has more expertise on that, but we thickened it up now. Add a little bit more soy sauce, oyster sauce, and water because I just had too much ingredients versus the liquid I made. All right, you just got to be gentle here because fish can break. It's not chicken. Not sure if you can see that, but there we go. That's our finished General Tso's black drum. There we go. This looks pretty good. I never did this before, and I never tried it before. So let's try it. It's really good. That's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. All right, so taste, my American palate friends. It tastes just like that Chinese food, Chinese takeout, General Tso's, but the texture's softer. However, the drum picks up whatever you're adding to it. This is freaking great. This came out perfect. This came out really good. The only change I would do next time, right? To that. Instead of just shoving all that ginger and garlic in there, I made a mistake. I should portion it. However, with the oyster sauce, the marinade, this is a perfect way to make drum. But this is like a great fast food style way to prepare fish. That's not that popular. I mean, I've never seen this before. I mean, they have sesame shrimp usually at the Chinese takeout places. I've seen stuff like that. But this is great. That came out great. I couldn't ask for something that I thought was going to be a total disaster. That actually came out great. So I'm happy about that. What else? I think that's about it. So we're catching fish. That's my first catch and cook. General Tso's drum. That's delicious. Give it a try. What else? Thanks to Roger. He's the first one who did that, showed me that with the tog. The drum works out just as good as blackfish or tautog. Give black drum a try. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Check out my man RJ. He makes all this cool apparel. He's at the Hook, Long Island. You know, you see those redfish shirts, the striped bass shirts, the outdoor performance stuff. He makes all this stuff. There's a discount code in the description below. He makes some pretty good outdoor gear. Shout out to my man Robert Geis, contributed to the Patreon for this month. You got your pack of shads in the mail. Probably by now you did. Living conditions are coming along. They're almost there. We got everything but a couch and a TV right now, so we're basically set up. We're fishing. Somebody asked me, how come I'm not uploading videos that frequently? Just keep in mind I'm new to the area. So a couple things. First, I want to make sure I'm where I'm fishing, what I'm catching. I need to kind of observe what's going on locally first, get an idea. you know, just to make the right decisions, when to upload, what to upload. I don't know what fish are localized, what's migrating. This is all new to me, so I'm still kind of putting it all together. Like stuff like bluefish, it's not sensitive. They'll be gone in 2 weeks, no one cares. But when it comes time to like when I'm starting catching redfish, I already caught a couple of redfish in like someone's marina, so I was like, I can't do that. Or like speckled trout, I would just want to make sure, find out what's sensitive, what's not. And the other thing is, yeah, don't forget, I'm getting skunked occasionally too. So how many times do you want to see me catch bluefish? But that was great. That was a good catch and cook. I think that's it. All right, guys. I'll catch up with you later. Comments below and all that fun stuff. So I'll see you later. Thanks.